The story of Javaris Crittenton is a tragic tale of wasted talent, poor choices, and the devastating consequences of a life spiraling out of control. Born on December 31, 1987, in Atlanta, Georgia, Crittenton was once a promising basketball player with dreams of making it big in the NBA. However, his journey took a dark turn, ultimately leading him down a path that ended in a murder charge. To understand how Javaris Crittenton became a murderer, we must delve into his background, his rise in the basketball world, and the events that ultimately led to his downfall. Growing up in the rough neighborhoods of Atlanta, Javaris Crittenton faced many challenges from a young age. Raised by a single mother, he was exposed to the harsh realities of life in impoverished communities, where crime and violence were often daily occurrences. Despite these adversities, Crittenton's talent on the basketball court began to shine through during his high school years. Crittenton attended Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy, where he quickly gained recognition for his exceptional basketball skills. Standing at 6 feet 5 inches tall, he possessed the physical attributes necessary to excel in the sport. As a point guard, he displayed excellent ball handling abilities, court vision, and scoring prowess. His talent earned him a scholarship to Georgia Tech, where he continued to develop his game and draw the attention of NBA scouts. Now this is where it gets interesting. It was during his time with the Washington Wizards that Javaris Crittenton's life began to take a dramatic and fateful turn. In December 2009, he was involved in a highly publicized altercation with fellow teammate Gilbert Arenas. The dispute, which occurred in the team's locker room, escalated to the point where both players drew guns on each other. Crittenton reportedly brought a loaded firearm into the locker room, which is a clear violation of both NBA rules and the law. The incident resulted in a suspension for both players, and they faced legal consequences as well. Crittenton was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of an unregistered firearm. This incident not only tarnished his reputation but also effectively ended his NBA career. He was released by the Wizards shortly thereafter, and his hopes of a successful basketball career were dashed. What happened next was what completely destroyed Crittenton's life and career. One of the most shocking and tragic events involving Crittenton occurred on August 19, 2011, when he was accused of murder. The victim in this case was Julian Jones, a 22-year-old mother of 4 who was tragically caught in the crossfire of a gang-related shooting in Atlanta. Authorities allege that Crittenton was seeking revenge against a rival gang member and mistakenly shot Julian Jones instead. The incident was a shocking and senseless act of violence that left a young mother dead and her family shattered. Crittenton, who had already been on law enforcement's radar due to his involvement in illegal activities, became a fugitive. A nationwide manhunt ensued as authorities sought to bring him to justice. He was eventually apprehended at John Wayne Airport in California, attempting to board a flight to Atlanta. Crittenton was extradited back to Georgia to face charges related to the murder of Julian Jones. The trial of Javaris Crittenton for the murder of Julian Jones garnered significant media attention. The prosecution argued that he was a member of a dangerous street gang and that the shooting was an act of retaliation against a rival gang member. Crittenton maintained his innocence throughout the trial, asserting that he was not involved in the shooting and that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. However, in April 2015, Crittenton entered into a plea agreement in which he pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter with a weapon and aggravated assault with a firearm. He was subsequently sentenced to 23 years in prison. The plea deal allowed him to avoid a potential life sentence if he had been convicted of the original murder charge. The sentencing marked the tragic conclusion of Javaris Crittenton's journey from a talented basketball player with dreams of NBA stardom to a convicted murderer facing a lengthy prison term. It was a stark reminder of the destructive power of poor choices, association with criminal elements, and the consequences of a life derailed by violence and crime. The story of Javaris Crittenton is a heart-wrenching tragedy that serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of poor decisions and involvement in criminal activities. From his humble beginnings in Atlanta to his brief stint in the NBA and ultimately to his conviction for manslaughter, Crittenton's life took a tragic and irreversible turn. The murder of Julian Jones was a senseless act of violence that had a profound impact on her family and the community at large. It serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of gun violence and the toll it takes on innocent lives. Javaris Crittenton's journey from basketball prodigy to convicted murderer is a stark example of how talent and potential can be squandered when individuals make choices that lead them down a destructive path. His story is a somber reminder that the pursuit of success must be coupled with responsible decision-making and a commitment to staying on the right path. Tragically, for Crittenton, those lessons came too late, and his life will forever be defined by the choices that led him to become a murderer. On April 21, 2023, after serving 10 years of a 23-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter and aggravated assault with a firearm, he was released from prison. Crittenton was originally sentenced to 23 years in prison in 2015, but his sentence was reduced to 10 years in a deal with the district attorney. He was then released on April 21, 2023, after serving his full sentence. Crittenton's release has been met with mixed reactions. Some people believe that he has served his time and should be given a second chance, while others believe that he should have served a longer sentence for his crime. Crittenton has said that he is remorseful for his actions and that he is committed to turning his life around. He has also said that he wants to use his platform as a former NBA player to speak out against violence and to help young people avoid the mistakes that he made. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe.